Living in fake Las Vegas, where we built imitation stucco-covered foam copies of great landmarks of the bygone eras, I am reminiscent of the strong, romantically handsome buildings of the early 1900s. Art Deco style architecture, thick stone walls, ornate ceilings, character abound. Imagine the imagination needed to construct such beauty and style of a time in America where we had great buildings, and not only great buildings, but great people. That is what's missing today: beauty, style, and grace. There was a time in America when the cultured masses traveled by majestic trains from city to city, eating fine meals as they admired God's green earth, retiring to their cabin to read a classic book. I long for these morally sound, well-dressed Americans who sadly are no longer with us. Today, the uncultured masses travel in crowded buses, elbow to elbow with stinky homeless drunks, lost souls with no honor, who submissively submit themselves to the grotesque groping of their private parts by a pig of a TSA slob just to travel from city to city. These uncouth parasites, who just a short 40 years ago would not have been allowed to touch my shoes. That's what is missing today. I long for a time when I walked the streets passing by tall, lean, strong German American bred men like my old man, honorable men raised on fresh food, outdoor air, who would give you the shirt off their back if you needed it, and a slap upside the head if you deserved it. Common sense men who would die a slow, painful death before they allowed a TSA slob to lay their filthy gloves on them. That is what's missing today: strength, beauty, honor, and grace. Today, the lost souls walk aimlessly down the street, dragging their feet, an empty head sitting on a short, chubby frame, a grotesque human mutant wearing a cheap t-shirt raised on Mickey D's mystery meat, and toilet water filtered 66 times in chemicals not fit for a pig. Surviving on disability welfare money, they don't even have a dime to help another lost soul, let alone the courage to browbeat a crackhead shitting on the sidewalk. I could only guess that Sodom and Gomorrah would be an upgrade. There was a time when old men talked to young men, curious about their occupation, their family background, their skill set, and young men were respectful and courteous and not afraid to carry on a conversation with their elders. The system worked, and the wisdom was passed down from generation to generation. Today, old white men are lepers. Facebook is considered communication. Boys act like women and girls act like men. God forbid you strike up a conversation with these mutant, selfie-obsessed freaks. Wisdom is not passed down today. Wisdom is lost in a modern dark age. This is what's missing today. Not long ago, self-made entrepreneurs built factories to employ strong, able-bodied workers, honorable men not afraid to get their hands dirty with the working class, pillars of the community that cared if your family was intact and fed. Today, grotesque humanoids with devil faces make billions off of Facebook, Amazon, and Google, selling your private data, storing your voice pattern and face recognition for future tattooing of 666 on your forehead and replacing you with a robot. No imagination needed here, just zombies. That is what's missing today. I long for the day when entertainers were talented, men like Elvis, who refrained from low-life political rhetoric, and he humbly said, "I'm just an entertainer," when in fact he was a gift from God Almighty Himself. Today, fake wannabes with degenerate laser shows blasting ungodly noise from master blaster speakers, catering to uncouth, untrained zombies on designer drugs, afraid of their own shadows, forever lost in a social media inferno, blasting their liberal political opinions like farts in the wind. Yes, this is what's missing today. And do I even have to mention once proud Americans representing our culture to the world, the golden age, people like Hemingway, Bobby Fischer, Emerson, Thomas Jefferson, Ben Franklin, Martin Luther King, John F. Kennedy, Muhammad Ali, Mark Twain, Frederick Douglass, Henry Ford, Robert E. Lee, Sitting Bull, Rita Hayworth, Frank Lloyd Wright, Andrew Carnegie, Jackie O, Princess Grace, Nikola Tesla, Thomas Paine, Faye Dunaway, Audrey Hepburn, Ingrid Bergman. Today, what do we have? Today we have the freak age. Hillary Clinton, Howard Stern, Lindsey Graham, Ellen DeGenerate, and Donald Trump. Need I say more? This is what's missing today. Are these memories nothing more than fairy tale illusions that my imagination has conjured up to help soften the blow of getting old? Merely coping skills of a lost generation of men in America? To that, I say, if society was getting better, Elvis would still be alive and singing, and rappers, well, you get the drift.